Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jack, and all we talk about here is how to get scholarship offers in college recruiting, ideally worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in today's video, I want to talk about how to absolutely guarantee that you will fail in college recruiting. And the reason I want to talk about this is because if you know how you'll fail and you avoid doing those things, then you'll actually succeed. And I heard someone talk about this in a different industry recently, and I thought, oh man, that really applies to college recruiting. And so here's how this sort of works. If you were gonna try and fail in college recruiting, what would you do? Like, how would you go about trying to fail? And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do the opposite of that. And so, for instance, one thing I might say is, all right, if you're gonna try and fail in college recruiting, then I would not make a highlight video. Or I would have as little recruiting video as possible, because the video is what shows people that my kid is a good player. So if I want to fail, I'm just going to have none of it, right? And so the opposite of that is getting as much video as you possibly can. And that would lead you to succeed, right? Another example might be, well, if you want to fail in college recruiting, we just don't want any college coaches to know that you exist. So any way that you can generate exposure, don't do that. Right? So don't send emails, don't post content on social media, don't send DMs, don't have your coach reach out to coaches. Like, don't do any of that, right? Because all of those things could lead to interest. And we're trying to fail here in college recruiting, right? And so this is the idea of this thought exercise. Is anytime you're wondering, well, should I do A or should I do B? Which is going to help me the most? You can actually think, well, actually, which one would hurt me the most? Right? And then just do the opposite of that thing. And when I heard that, I thought, man, it actually really simplifies a lot of decisions, right? Well, should I contact multiple coaches at each school? And it's like, well, if you wanted to fail, what would you do? And you're like, well, no, I'd probably just contact one coach at each school and I'd use outdated contact information. Ah, okay. So maybe you should contact multiple coaches at each school, and maybe you should get updated contact information, right? And so think about how you would fail in college recruiting and then simply do the opposite of that. And you would be surprised how much clarity this can bring, because so many of you are trying to make 100 decisions at a time, because there's a lot of decisions that you have to make in college recruiting. And so many of you are trying to make, 100 decisions right now, and you have absolutely no idea what the right answer is. And so you're just guessing. And this is costing you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of opportunities for your kid. And so I would use this simple thought exercise. I've been doing this for a couple days now, just in my own personal life, and it has been extremely useful. And I started doing it with a couple families that we're working with. They were like, that actually makes things pretty simple. And so I recommend that you do it too. So if you wanted to fail in college recruiting, how would you go about it? And then simply do the opposite of those things, and you'll probably like where you end up. So I know this is a shorter video, not the type of video that I typically post on here, but I felt like this was really valuable. It really helped me out. It helped a couple of our families out, and maybe it'll help you out too. So if you're a parent in college recruiting and you're struggling and you want help, I'll leave a link in the description. You can schedule a call with us. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.